Dear Sally, I was just given a set of the Kinera Celest Wyvern Abyss, aka Wyvern Black, for review by not you. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back, or welcome to another Bangs audio review. I'm just picking on Sally from Kinera a little bit because actually the Kinera Celest Wyvern Abyss, aka the Wyvern Black, was provided to me by Harrison at Syeindunce Audio. Go figure. This is my 11th review of a Kinera IEM, some shape or form, including Queen of Audio. 11. Sally, 11. And I get my first review set from somebody else. Anyway, thank you, Harrison. Thank you, Syeindunce Audio. Make sure to comment and subscribe to qualify for the giveaway this month. That's it. I think that's the last time I'm going to mention it, actually. Maybe one more time at the very end, just as a last reminder. But that's it. So anyway, business aside, we're doing the Wyvern Abyss today, and it is, well, it's just gorgeous. I mean, geez, who would have known for like $30? I don't know. Can you see that detail? Is it coming through the camera? Gosh, I hope it is. Like purple and blue sparklies, and like they look like dragon scales. I mean, wow. Just, that's why I got the old headlamp on bright, so they show up a little bit. Unboxing specs won't take long. Okay, so here we go. It's a 10mm LCP diaphragm unit. 0.782 pin connection for your cable, terminates in a 3.5. That is the stock cable. 105 decibels on the sensitivity, 32 ohms on the resistance, and your frequency response / range of 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. Here's the box. Nice dragon. Well, it's a wyvern. Officially not a dragon. They're smaller and faster. Think about this. All right, so dragons are like the great white shark in the ocean. The great white shark. A wyvern would be more like a mako, right? Fast as shit. Maneuverable, but not as big as the great white. Okay, so there you go. There's your size comparison. Sharks to dragons, because I know everybody was looking for that. Inside the box, you have one set of ear tips. They are the sort of, I think they're like close to the vocal ear tips that you get with some of the Kinera Celest sets. In other words, wide bore. Okay, wide bore. I did use them for some of the testing, but not all. We'll get into. This is actually a balanced Kinera Celest, I believe that is, yes, from one of the sets. Silicone. And that's all you need, honestly, if the wide bore isn't doing it for you. And it may be that it doesn't, because it's a bright leaning set. Normal bore silicone ear tips work. I mean, I don't really think you have to buy anything special. I did some testing with the Divinous Velvet because the Wyvern Abyss would not stop talking to me about putting some really nice ear tips in it. So I did. But anyway, we'll get into that. Build quality is, for $30, come on. I mean, it's just really good. You know, you can tell the faceplate is attached. There's a lot of detail in it. There's a lot of attention paid to detail. The shape is ergonomic. They fit right in your ears. The shell's on the larger side for a single dynamic driver, 10mm. But I do believe that there is a good reason for the larger shell size. So, yeah, that was a quick turnaround, guys. I literally, I went to bed last night. And usually what I do is, after I reviewed a set, we'll listen to it some more, or just kind of take the rest of the day off or the rest of the night off and let myself reset for the next set. But I didn't do that with the Celeste. I actually put it right back in. or I put them right in, like after the Delsey, because I was kind of excited. You know, it's like not every day you come across a Kinera set for $30, and I know they had previous versions of the Wyvern out, and I don't think they were anything too spectacular or, you know, noteworthy, but they were good, right? Come back here. But yeah, so I just couldn't wait, right? So I gave him a couple hours to listen last night, and transition was no problem. I went to bed going, as soon as I get up, I am going to put them back in and see what I think of them in the morning. So I woke up at about 6:30, giving myself a little more than an hour before my son wakes up, and put them in, and just jaw-droppingly good. Like, just jaw-droppingly good. I think what Kinera did, because these people are smart. They're not just good at making IEMs. They're not just good at tuning and, you know, driver implementation and crossovers and all the technical stuff. They're smart business people, because this set is basically a big fuck you to everybody else in the budget realm. So you could take your Tangzu, you can take your Chu and Chu2 and your Conch and your Cadenza, Kiwi Ears Cadenza, and basically, I'm not saying throw them in the garbage, but let's do it for dramatic effect, and throw them in the fucking garbage. Because honestly, there ain't nothing better out there than this set. They didn't break the market with it. This is what they did. This is why they're so smart. They set the market with it. Okay, so that's different than breaking it. That's different than a set that's like, you know, hugely overperforms for their price, which these kind of do. But what it does is, and this is a good news, bad news thing, it's going to make other companies try harder at that price point. But what it's also going to do is it's going to start raising the floor up from that, you know, high teens to mid 20s. I have a feeling that floor is going to be raised to closer to 30, 25 to 30, I'm going to say, to get into like a really good set. And the one are goated, you know, maybe not so much the Chu2 or the Zgat Nuo, but both very good sets. This just, it mops the floor with them. It's not even friggin' close. Crazy. Crazy good. I'll show you the graph. I will post it in the community so you can get a better look at it. And you can see, you know, it's got a fairly aggressive ear gain and some extension in the mid treble, but it does come off in the upper. And let's talk about the bass. The bass is just sweet. It's not a bass headset, but it's got some weight. It's got some heft to it. And this measurement was taken using the foams. When I put the when I measured them with the silicones in, of course it had this giant spike at 8K, because that's the artifact when you use silicone. But the bass came in probably a good 3 decibels higher on that graph. I wonder if I've actually got that graph so I can show you. Yeah, so congrats to Kinera on being super smart in a business sense. Congrats to them for putting out an absolute banger for $30. I mean, just okay. Yes, you're gonna need a case. You can get a U-Green case. You can get any case you want that'll hold these. You know, it's not gonna cost you, if you don't want it to, more than $5. If you want to pick up a set of silicone ear tips, if you don't have any already kicking around, which you probably do, and you don't like the wide bore on these, just use some of your spare ear tips for them, because they don't need anything better. Let's see if I found that one. Is that here? That's it right there. Yep, so there's the artifact. All right, let's bring that out. If you can see it. All right, so 2 decibels higher in the bass, and then that stupid spike there at 8K that you just can't get around when you're doing silicone tips. So anyway, yeah, mids are a bit recessed, but not any more than the Kafine Delsey, right? Still good presence. I would say female vocals stronger than male vocals on this set. We're into sonic compressions now, by the way, if you couldn't tell. The treble is definitely active, energetic. This is not a safe tuning, okay? This is a this is an FU tuning. That's what it is. It's like, this is what we're going to do, okay? We're going to give you an energetic, just really, like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's just a really energetic set. But here's where it does separate itself from the competition. I would say anything up to right around the Delcy price point of like $75, okay? The text and the soundstage on this are fucking sick. And I'm just saying, just unbelievable, okay? Now, does it sacrifice a little bit of naturalness in the tonality to get that level of performance? Yeah, it does. When you get up into the mid to upper treble, it does get a little less natural sounding. Not offensive, not plasticky or thin or whatever you want to call it, and it's certainly not sibilant. But it's just, it doesn't, in order to do this, I think, with that driver at this price point, in order to do that, get those techs and get that soundstage, which is just unfreaking believable how deep and wide this soundstage is on these. Like, it competes with sets 5 times its price, 6 times its price. Like, ridiculous. Okay, so that's what separates it. It's short story long. That's what makes the difference. The tuning is V-shaped. It is fun. It is got some bassiness. It did hip-hop just fine. It did metal beautifully well. Only 2 tracks that I ran across out of my test tracks didn't sound great. Bleed from Meshuggah, not great. That's CD quality, so that might have something to do with it. It also could just be the recording itself. Okay? And the other track, it was Desires from not Future. Yeah, I can't believe I'm spacing on his name. The guy that's feuding right now with Kendrick Lamar. Drake. Drake. For whatever reason, and I couldn't really put my finger on it, those 2 tracks out of 80 tracks at least that I listened to on a general thing. I didn't get to all 80 obviously in 12 hours, but yes. So those 2 tracks kind of just stuck out as not being super great. Everything else was great. Alt rock, metal, rock, hip hop, jazz, classical, boom, all of it. Whew. Hey, what more can you ask for? I mean, I'm not going to give him any shit for not having a case and not having a bunch of ear tips. It's $30 freaking dollars, and it's freaking Kinera. And I think that's really all you need to know. If there's any hesitation because maybe the previous Wyvern iterations didn't perform well or weren't reviewed well, you can just throw that in the garbage with all of your other budget IEMs and get these and be done with it. So there you go. I couldn't wait, guys. I couldn't wait. I couldn't go through the whole process. I got enough of an impression off of these. I'm about to plug them into the BTR 20, the TRN BT20 Pro, right? And go do some vacuuming, because I know that they're gonna go well with vacuuming. What do you know? So that's it. Budget set. And I'm sorry, I'm setting that now at $30. It's no longer at 20 or less. Budget 30 and under. Top dog. Kinera Celest Wyvern Abyss, aka Black. Get some. It's the perfect set for a backup. It's the perfect set for grab and go. It's the perfect set because it's just fucking good. Alright, that's it for today. Not sure what's happening next, but we'll find out soon enough. Love y'all. Nothing but peace to you. We'll see ya.